let's talk a little bit about senior care in Minnesota. So amazingly enough, 60,000 people turn 65 every year in Minnesota.
Rob Lahammer knows senior care. He's the Vice President of Engagement and Advocacy at Presbyterian Homes Services, a network of over 50 senior living communities throughout Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa. He's been working for PHS for 34 years, almost 40 years in senior care generally.
When I started, it was 8, 9, 10% of the population was seniors. We're now sitting around 16. It's going to be 25%. So with 60,000 people, it's about 1 million people in Minnesota are 65 and older. So as far as the industry goes, there are more seniors right now, 65 older, I'm almost that, so I hate to call them seniors, but 65 and older, that are in K through 12 education.
He said that throughout his career, the services provided by these facilities has expanded, and the bigger industry now is assisted living and memory care. A report by Cameron Macht and Anthony Schaffhauser from Minnesota's Department of Employment and Economic Development says that Minnesota is projected to add nearly 60,000 new healthcare jobs over the next decade. And at the same time, the report found that while nursing and residential care jobs were up to almost 106,000 in December of 2020, after an initial dip in March 2020 because of COVID-19, in the entire year of 2021, this area lost almost 6,000 workers, down to just over 99,500. This loss, they say, is because of facility closures, people quitting or retiring.
But we certainly have seen changes. In the last 2 years of COVID, we used to see one person retire a year. This last year, we quadrupled that.
Located in Hutchinson, population about 14,500, Harmony River joined the PHS network in 2012 and is one of the more rural locations. Wolling said that they've maintained 70% of their staff over the last 2 years, which of course means 25% has been turning over.
So just give you an idea, in the industry, there's 23,000 open positions in senior care in Minnesota alone, 23,000. This staggering number, and it's about 20% of positions are open. Now, before the pandemic, it was somewhere in the 12% range. So what's really changed, to get to your question, we have to attract people to want to work here.
Sometimes people feel called to senior care and caregiving work, what Lahammer calls
God's work. It's wonderful work.
But sometimes attracting potential employees has to be more intentional, like the Hutchinson High School's Tiger Path program.
The Tiger Path program is where they prepare students for the workforce. So we have partnered with the Hutch High School to have students come in here and work and get their clinicals done if they're in the nurse. They actually started their own nursing assistant program at the Hutch High School.
A collaboration between the Chamber of Commerce, leaders from the Economic Development Authority, and local businesses, Hutchinson High School started the Tiger Path program about 7 years ago to expose students to what Andrea Moore, the Tiger Path coordinator, calls logical career pathways.
Their industry recognized credentials and certifications, and then the student leaves not only with a high school diploma, but with a certification that's valuable in the workforce. So, just taking that all into account and then realistically saying, what can we do here at Hutchinson High School? What's realistic for us? Can we do a welding certification, or can we do CNA, or what can we do? I know a lot of people come and, a lot of people say like, oh, I wish I had this when I was in high school, and I mean, most of it is just things that schools have been doing, but it's just so much more intentional.
Each student in their approximately 1,000-person student body chooses one of the 4 Tiger Path options: STREAM, Sci-Hi, Business, and Human Services. And in the 2020-2021 school year, a CNA certification was added, complete with on-site labs.
Yep, there's whatever they named him, William or something. But I mean, it's very particular what you have to have in your lab. We really had a vision that we wanted to offer the CNA course, Certified Nursing Assistant course and certification, here within the walls of the high school. Because we really thought, and it has turned out to be true, that more students would be able to participate in that programming and get that certification if they could do it during their school day as one of their electives.
So that's a college credit course that they're taking. They take all the classes there, then they come here for their clinical experience. And then we've actually been able to hire on some of those students that took the class at the Hutch High School.
And while Harmony River has been partnering with Hutchinson High School, Presbyterian Homes Services has been working on recruitment efforts a little bit further away, over 7,000 miles away actually.
So we have about 120 nurses right now in our system, which is about 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 of our hourly RNs are from the Philippines.
PHS has been partnering with IPR, the International Personnel Resource of the Philippines, also referred to as INR, International Nurses Registry, for about 20 years.
We were first introduced to the INR program probably about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe, yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's a program where we work with our corporate office to say we would like 1, 2, 3 INR staff members considered for our area.
Harmony River makes monthly payments for each nurse they receive through the program, a total of $25,000 per employee over the course of their 3.5-year contract.
If you look at that $25,000, compare it to what you're spending on advertising, recruiting, and retaining a staff member, you actually are money ahead.
Bem Noneskin came to the U.S. with her family in 2019 through the program.
And I'm a registered nurse in Harmony River Living Center. I am a night shift nurse in Agate-Trail.
Harmony River is divided into different living blocks or neighborhoods, and Agate-Trail is the one she works in. Noneskin's very cheerful demeanor masks how complicated the IPR process really is.
You have to pass the NCLEX, the National Licensure Examination.
There's an English exam, visa requirements, including limits on how many visas are issued each year, plus finding an employer and interviewing. The process took Noneskin 9 years to complete, but she had a dream and followed it.
Yeah, because I've heard that America is everyone's dream, right? Oh. Yeah, I wanted to go to America because I said I want to feel the snow. And we got here during winter times.
Her husband is working as an IT contractor, and they have 2 kids, 8 and 10 years old, and they've all felt the snow. The program helped Noneskin find housing, and now she's working through her 3.5-year contract.
We have experienced ups and downs, we know that, because life in America is not easy. But all we can say is we're striving and thriving here in America, and we're happy about it.
So INR program, we have about 120 people currently that work in INR program. We have about 80 family members that also work for us. That's about 200 people.
And I think something that is unique that we've needed to do to accommodate some of the staffing challenges is think creatively on how can we get staff in our door, what can we do to meet them where they're at.
So sometimes where potential employees are at is down the street at the high school, and other times they're on the other side of the world. All these pieces work together to help organizations like PHS and Harmony River adapt not only to changing and aging workforce demographics, but also to a reality where more people are going to need living assistance in order to age well.